Hello everybody, Northern Hero here again. You know, there's a lot of people that's really obsessed with their mobile phones. There's a lot of people that kind of like idolises mobile phones. You know, they're on them all the time. They're looking at social media all the time, and you know, they're just glued to it. Some might play games, yeah. I mean, you can do anything with a mobile these days, can't you? You know, there's all sorts on. But people just are too obsessed. I mean, the women love to chat, and you know, it's like, have you seen people when they go in town? Well, men as well, but I'd say there's a lot more women that talk, you know, on phones. I mean, you know, chat. Obviously, it's good to chat. It's good to talk rather than not talk. I think my argument isn't really about talking on phones. It's about social media, on how people are so glued to it. Would you say this is this to some people could be a god, right? Focusing too much on your mobiles and not enjoying other things. Do you know what I mean? There are people now that are growing up, teenagers, that haven't got any very good communication skills because they're staring and looking at the mobile all the time. Whatever they're going on. I mean, there's a lot of different social network sites, isn't there? But it's not just teenagers. I've noticed quite a few times when I've been to the pubs and we have a chat, and you know, me and a few friends and that, but sometimes there's always another table with some young students all around, and they're not engaging in any sort of conversation. I've seen it quite often, to be honest. In fact, I saw it about a month ago last, and there were about 6 young students, and they're all, you know, why is it so important of getting a notification digitally? Why is that number one priority, rather than if somebody sat next to you and they said something like, I don't know, do you fancy doing something on Wednesday? And then you said, you are, what? Oh, hang on, can I just text my mate, or go on social media, I'm just looking at a few videos, tell me in a bit. You're like ignoring the person who you are seeing in the physical. Do you know what I mean? And I think there's a big danger to that. Now, I know you know, it's good to have the Bible app on and that and stuff, don't get me wrong, but I think I've seen it sometimes in churches where you're trying to focus on the message, and then you get somebody who's sat near you and they're texting non-stop. Or I've seen younger I've seen people playing games and that and stuff, and alright, I suppose if their parents are trying to get them to go to church, and the child says, oh, I don't want to go, it's boring, and the mother says, oh, if you come you can play your game on your mobile. Oh, alright then. See, that might be alright for him, or is it? But it is a big distraction when you're looking at bright screens, and mobile screens are quite big, aren't they? I mean, this is quite a large screen, and when you see that lit up and church. Well, not just in church. Anyway, you know, it makes you look. You dirty duck. Now, it does actually make you look, and it can put you off for about 5 seconds. Honest. People are so hooked on mobile phones, it's like a god. And even when mine goes missing, you know, I'm like thinking, oh gosh, where is it? But I don't go on banking on my mobile or anything like that. I'll leave that. You know, I'm not old-fashioned, but I don't feel as though that I need to look at my statements on a mobile. Do you know what I mean? I mean, some people do, fair enough. You know, we're all different and that, aren't we? But it's either looking at mobiles, me alright, but there's also a lot of people that listen to music, and obviously it's good to listen to music. Music can build us up, can't it? But in the gym you can't engage in a conversation with any nice looking ladies because they've all got headphones on. Do you know what I mean? Probably listening to something rubbish like Lady Gaga or Rihanna, I don't know. But there is, I think in fact it's good to take off certain apps what you're addicted to. You know, some people just get the mobile, scroll up and down, put it down, 10 minutes after they're picking the mobile up again, going on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, and having a look and putting it down. If you watch a film in your house, say it's about 2 hours, but you're not focusing, you're not pausing the film when you're looking at the mobile, you haven't watched the film, and that would be classed as a disqualification. If you watch a film, do you know what I mean? You know, there's a lot of people that there's a lot of people that you know, that message can wait. I'm not going to pause my camcorder to go over and look. Anyway, what I am saying is that there are better things in life than mobiles, right? And I think there's a lot of dementia and stuff out there, and people not having great social communication skills because the only thing, I'm not saying everyone, I'm not talking about everyone here, but there's a good percentage of people that's ignoring real life people and they're looking at the mobiles or doing stuff. Do you know what I mean? However, you know, there might be some people opposite, and there might be some people that's really friendly in real life, you know, as you see in me. Mind you, you're going on social media to look at me, aren't you? Obviously that's different. You know, I don't mind you looking at social media if you're looking at the Blessed channel, my channel on YouTube. I'll let you off for that. But yeah, there's a lot of people that's glued to the mobiles as though they've got to have it on them all the time. Do you know what I mean? Even in gym, there was somebody hogging gym equipment once, a few times. I thought, is he going to move his arse? I want to go on that machine. Anyway, it was sat down, and he weren't even working out. It was sat down on his mobile. Look, but I don't know what he was looking at. You know, it could have been looking at porn or something, couldn't it? Do you know what I mean? But in fact, I once went to a shop. Yeah, it was a shop where they sell car parts and stuff like that. Not really a garage, but a shop. And one of the guys who works there, who were behind the counter, he was watching porn on his mobile, right? And his mobile dropped on the floor. And when it dropped, obviously it came on my side where I was stood, so I had a glance, and obviously there was some sexual action going off with a, you know, man and woman on his mobile. So, and he works there. You know, he might have been the boss, or the boss might have been a bit lenient, saying, oh yeah, you watch what you want when we're a bit dead, when there's nobody coming in shop. Alright, in the 90s I suppose everybody could say, well, everyone were watching the TV. Were they? Really? Were they? There were more people playing board games in the 90s, like Snakes and Ladders and Ludo. But now, you're getting people that's not even... You know, the sales of board games have plummeted. Did you know that? Mind you, some people have got board games from about 30 years and they're not bothered about replacing it and getting a new one. I knew somebody who had a Scrabble board and I thought, crikey, it's old as hell this, you know, it's really old. And I thought, wait, you know, they've got good jobs, you know, it wouldn't hurt them to maybe take that one to the charity shop, so some people that ain't got much money can have a good play with it, and then they could replace it and get a brand new one. You know, I won't like anything mega old. It's nice to have replacements, to have new things. Do you know what I mean? So what I'm saying is we've got to be very careful at idolising something. It says in the Old Testament that anybody that brought a false god in, they were cursed. Now, it's quite obvious that a mobile is not a god, but sometimes it's how we are focused with it. Do you know what I mean? What actually are we watching on the mobile? What pictures are we looking at? And is that controlling our minds? Do you know what I mean? Everybody needs help. I pray for people to start enjoying more real life things. Do you know what I mean? You know what people are called when they're always looking at the mobiles. Mobile phone zombies. That's what. In fact, do you know that I've nearly knocked over a few young people when I've been driving because they've been looking at the mobiles? That's why. Alright, they could have been looking at Google Maps or something, but not paying any sort of attention of the vehicles, of the cars. And I've picked my hooter at them and they've gone, oh, oh, and it shook them up. And I reckon a lot of accidents do happen because people are not paying attention on the roads but looking at their silly phones. I mean, now you can look at a mobile and see the person who, I don't know, if you can see your girlfriend on the mobile, she might be on a break somewhere, she might work at an hotel for instance, and she might say, oh hello, I'm on my break at the moment, yeah, just been to Subway, what are you doing? Alright, yeah, I'm going to work at the moment, and then cars are whipping by. And I think there's more and more internet, more data, more of this, and it's a big concern, my friends, a big massive concern. We need to get a grip of ourselves, we need to push ourselves out more, and life is not forever on planet Earth. When we die, it's going to be different, it's going to be better, but we're going to be a spirit up there. Do you know what I mean? But we are on the planet for a reason, right? And God wants us to enjoy life. You know, I like theme parks, I like zoos. You might not like theme parks and zoos, you might like, I don't know, garden centres. Well, go to garden centres then, buy yourself a mini cactus plant. There's a lot of things to do in this life, and enjoyable things. Go out in the country and enjoy a walk. If you can't walk, lose some weight, and make sure you can. Get people to pray for you if you need healing. I'm Northern Hero, and I pray for a move of God with people that are constantly looking at the mobile phones. In Jesus' mighty name, help them, Lord, rescue them. If they're looking at your stuff, Lord, then that's fine. If they're worshipping you, Lord God,